Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Shannon, otherwise known as The Girl's Got Soul, as you can see above my head. That has been my online name for the last few years, as I do blog at thegirlsgotsoul.com. I've been blogging for about 7 years or so now. I've been blogging mostly about my running and as well as my fitness and health journey. What I wanted to just kind of go into today was my journey to losing weight and why I got inspired and what led me to now kind of revamp myself. I actually wouldn't really say it's revamping. I would say I'm kind of rediscovering some things, and because we all lose a little bit of focus every now and then. So let's see. Let's go back. When I was in high school all the way through college, I was an overweight person. I topped the scales at over 200 pounds. I believe I was like 210 or somewhere in that range. I know I used to wear a size 18 to 20, and all that bothered me, because let's be honest, it bothered me. I guess I wasn't really ready to change. I tried, some crash stuff. I know that the doctor's office would always tell me, you need to lose weight, and we tried a few things, and I remember being on one of those experimental drugs that ended up becoming illegal and all that sort of jazz. But, to lose weight, it really does take, a lot more than just, your health. You have to really want to do it. I think it's a full circle thing. It's not just, oh, it's for my health. You have to really want to do it. So in 2008, I was actually I moved up to Asheville, North Carolina. I live in Central Florida. I'm back in Central Florida now. But I was living in Central Florida with my parents in Kissimmee, which is, of course, near Walt Disney World, if you guys aren't sure where that is. And I had transferred with my job at the time, and I moved up there to Hendersonville, which is about 30 minutes from Asheville. And I was working there, renting cars with Hertz. And all of a sudden, I just got inspired. I came back home for a long weekend. I believe it was a holiday weekend of some sort. Somewhere in like September, October. And I had come home. My father and I went to Epcot one day. We took our cameras with us, our DSLRs. Actually, they were both his at the time. I didn't have one. And we were just taking pictures of the scenery, and he happened to take some candids of me. And then when I got home, he had emailed me. Actually, no, he put them on a smart drive for me. And I got home, and I looked at him, and I thought, is that how I look? Is that me? Ugh. And I'm going to post the picture here. And I thought, man, I mean, when you're overweight, you're overweight. Let's just be honest. You're overweight. You need to lose some weight. But something about that picture it just really bothered me. So I decided from that point on that I just wasn't going to be that way anymore. I wanted to be a changed person. I always wanted to be skinnier, but it wasn't about that anymore. It was just about being, losing some weight and getting healthy. So I embarked on my journey, and I was also highly inspired by The Biggest Loser, which is why you hear me mention The Biggest Loser a lot. And I used to watch the show religiously, and I was lucky enough and blessed enough to get to know some of the cast members online, and I met a few in person through the years. But I was highly inspired by the show, and I remember watching the show, and I thought, man, I want to be like those people. I want to go, I wish I could have gone on the ranch, gone to all these workouts. I wanted to be trained by Jillian or Bob. I thought, how cool would that be to be trained? Of course, be honest, like Jillian really scared the heck out of me. So I did it on my own at home. I did it the old-fashioned way, which honestly really is the best way to do it. I watched what I was eating, and I worked out. At first, it wasn't a ton of stuff going on. I worked on my eating, and then I also started walking and doing some, other things like riding the bike at the little fitness center I had there in my apartment's fitness center. So, and then I had lost my job at the end of that year. This is the end of 2008. I don't know if you guys remember. This is when we kind of had like that depression time when a lot of people got laid off and that sort of stuff. So I lost my job, and I had to move back to Florida. So I ended up moving back in with my parents. At first, I was a little discouraged. The journey just seemed to be really, really difficult, and I also didn't have a job anymore. So I was out of work for I think a couple months, 2 or 3 months by the time I ended up getting back to work. But I was fortunate enough to get a free membership at 24 Hour Fitness at the time through one of the DVDs of Biggest Loser. So everything does come back to Biggest Loser for me, oddly enough. So on inside there was a coupon, and it actually gave you at the time like a 30-day membership to 24 Hour Fitness, which it's amazing because you can't get that anymore. So I remember going. It was probably a good 30-minute drive from my parents' house, but I remember going like at least 3 or 4 days a week. I went to this gym. Now I was terrified. Let's be honest, I was terrified. I mean, we're talking. I'm an overweight person who wants to go into the gym and work out. You're like, who's gonna look at me? I'm gonna be judged. But I went into the gym, and I sucked it up, and I started working out. It was just walking on the treadmill, getting on the bike, anything to keep moving. And then I also was walking in my parents' neighborhood. So it was just a lot of walking and and cycling on the bike. And then, through all that time, I was losing weight. I don't remember all the details because, that 2009, late 2008, 2009, it is a while ago. But I do remember the pounds started coming off. Like I said, it did take some time. So, I believe it was by like the summer. By my birthday, I was feeling pretty good in April. So, but I still had some weight to lose. And then by the summer, I had pretty much hit where I wanted to be. And then it was about July, August where I hit my goal. I had lost 75 pounds at that point. And, I got to tell you something. When you lose weight, you think when you're overweight and then you lose weight, you think, man, if I get skinny, if I can get rid of all this weight, all my problems are over. Everything is over. My life will be so much better. That's not true, folks. Okay, yes, you'll be healthier, you'll be more fit, you look better on the outside, but there's a lot on the inside that you have to work on. There's a lot of things inside. And, you've gained that weight. You didn't gain it overnight. You didn't gain it even in a week. There's a lot of emotional and mental things that go with all that. So I had to work on that. My body image was a big problem for me for a very long time after that. And I'll be honest, I still to this day have days where I just think, man, even though I may have gained a few pounds, 5 or 10 pounds, I think, man, I'm so fat, and that's honestly, that's a horrible thing to tell yourself. It really is. But in this society, it's so hard because everybody in Hollywood and all over, it's like they all look so good, and and that's not reality though, folks. Yeah, you want to be healthy and fit, but not everyone is meant to be, the skinny size 0. That's just impossible. So like I said, by August, I had lost, 75 pounds, and then I did end up losing another 5 pounds. I went vegetarian and vegan later that year. So my end goal weight, my end total weight loss rather, was 80 pounds. So I went from over 200 pounds to, I think it was like 120 something. I'm going to actually put it on this video. I'm going to put it on here because I don't have the exact numbers in my head at the moment. But I do remember from that point on, I tried to do couch to 5K the following, late that year and early the next year. And my lowest weight I actually got down to, before I hurt my back trying to do couch to 5K and starting actual run, walk, run, which is what I do now with Galloway for the last few years. My lowest weight, I did get down to a 119, but I mostly maintained about 125. That's been my sweet spot for the most part when I'm feeling my best, I think. But honestly, that's my story. And like I said, I may have gained, 8 or so pounds, and even in 2015 when I trained for New York, which was my dream race at the time, I had to lose about 5 pounds because I had picked up that 5 pounds and I lost it. So it can totally be done. And, but in the end though, I learned, weight loss, for me, it is important to maintain, a certain degree of, how I want to have my body to be, how I want a certain range, let's say that. But, you don't have to be skinny. You're not, we don't have to all look like these models. I mean, that's unrealistic. They don't live in the real world. I think a lot of them, they don't really even eat, but I mean, I'm sure they're excited to have a cookie. I don't know. But, I'd rather have that chocolate chip cookie than deprive myself and not have something and have to deal with a little bit of a, something going on there. But I just wanted to show you all my story, give you a little backstory on myself, and that's basically how it all began. And like I said, seeing a photo of myself and The Biggest Loser was a huge inspiration for me, and that's why now, ever since then, I have never, not maintained some sort of a plan. Because to me, it's like I'm just one of those people that I know if I don't stay somewhat regimented, I just know I'll slip too far. So you have to learn to know yourself, and it all goes from there. So, but the bottom line is, learn to love yourself, and then work on your health and fitness, because it does all come together. But if you lose like 10 pounds, 50 pounds, 80 pounds, and you don't love yourself, that's not going to change anything. You're still going to be unhappy. Like I said, I thought losing all this weight, I would become so happy. Everything in my life would be so much grander. But that's just not how it works. It's a full circle process, and it's one step at a time, one day at a time. It's like running that marathon. It's 1 mile at a time, 1 foot in front of the other, and you're gonna get there. So, if any of you guys would like to me to help you out, and just cheer you along, honestly, just let me know in the comments, or feel free to send me a message. I'm on Instagram at Girls Got Soul. And I would love to, if you don't want to send it, comment here on YouTube, send me a message. I would just love to just give you encouragement and help you know that, you're not alone. And it's a journey that I tell people, I said, it's a journey, it's lifelong. It's not a diet. It's not anything else. It's a journey to better yourself for life. And again, I thank you guys for joining me, and please subscribe to my channel. I will be posting more videos about my weight loss health journey, and also more running and that sort of stuff. And I thank you guys, and take care.